Bonjour, and hello, everybody. You are listening to Worldwide Tea. It is the one and only podcast where every single week we cover everything that's going on in the world of international drag race seasons. And I gotta be honest, I don't think anyone does it better. Maybe I'm biased, but of course I am. Anyway, I'm Evan Sawdey from Pot Matters.
I'm Gregory from the playlist. Evan, how are you doing on this cloudy, dark Tuesday evening here in Los Angeles?
I mean, it's just cloudy because we're getting worried about the Oscars that are coming up here. As far as I know, the thing to remember, Greg, is that there's a very real chance that to continue her winning streak, Ginger Minj might be nominated for Best Actress next year for the hit forthcoming movie Stop That Train coming out to Cinemark Cinemas. We're all so excited about it. Right before we got on mic, I had to oh yes, that's right, that's happening. Oh boy, strap in.
Part of me is like they should start the campaign now for hair and makeup, but then also weapons didn't even make the short list. That branch is crazy, so you never know what's
Mhm.
going to happen. But you know, let's see. Maybe it'll make it. You never
I
know.
pr I'm pretty sure it's a lock in a lot of places there, but you know what? I'm always ready to be surprised. Supporting actor, always one of the supporting categories, always tend to throw a wrench into the scheme of things. You never know, but we
Hey,
will see.
it screams Critics' Choice Award nominee. Like
I,
Critics' Choice.
Listen, if this podcast got nominated for a Cable Ace Award, I'd be pretty happy. I don't know how we make that happen, but we
Let's
would
bring
do
him back.
a blockbuster entertainment award, something like that.
Oh,
But most critically, Greg, the thing I want you to know about this week is that, unlike all previous weeks, this is House of Love. We believe that all drag is valid and no queen ever deserves online hate. And it's American entertainment journalism. We may not get every cultural reference, and we always appreciate corrections. And there are some truly great queens who aren't good at drag race, and we love them all the same. But I need to actually clarify a very important point. A rumor, the thing that's been going around. A lot of people have been crowing online and singing the praises of Jane Don't on the current season
oh
of
yeah.
season 18 of You Guessed Drag Race, saying that because of her multiple high placements and win, because of the number of episodes they filmed, she has the best track record in Drag Race history. And if you're doing it by sheer quantity of episodes, technically yes. But the thing is, a lot of people are just like, she's blowing past Kiona's record. And I don't want to be that guy, but I need to be that guy. Y'all, if you're going to say that, you don't know Kiona. And I'm so sorry to be that person. Jane Don't is lovely. I am pre-congratulate her on her win for the season, but my God, Kiona from all Drag Race France season two, it is a different category. That's all I'm saying. Greg, do you have thoughts on this controversial issue?
I'm just gonna say one little thing before we move on.
Uh,
I'm assuming this is with an asterisk that people are assuming she's going to win the season.
they're just saying that as the track records exist currently, high
Oh,
placements and
currently.
whatnot, she has the best overall end-to-end episode run out of any queen
That doesn't make any
ever.
sense because Kiona won. So unless Jane, no, seriously, I don't get the
Yeah,
math. I mean, maybe I'm just not good at math, but
yeah.
it
Also,
Kiona won.
France had fewer episodes than season 14. The US seasons notoriously have 14, 15 episodes
Yeah.
anyway, so it's
Well,
just
no,
like,
I mean
yeah.
that's impressive. Like to
Yeah.
win that much and to not lose that much. Like I
Mm-hmm.
just unless she wins at the end, I don't see how it is equal. Like
Yeah. I
because
we're just
there's this and then there's this. Like there's something like there's equal and then there's the win at the end. So if Jane wins at the end, bless, great, she's got a
my
better run. Like, of course.
my dark horse Discord Adams campaign will continue unabated. And hey, if you want to know more about Jane Don't and Discord Adams and Juicy Love's opinions, listen to our episode
Don't
earlier on that happened. Oh, nope.
don't listen to this. Like,
Okay. No, but we interviewed all the queens right before the
yes.
season started, and so it is fantastic. But Greg, I'm infuriated for different reasons, and that is because of UK versus the World season three. What's happening, Greg? This is what we're covering this week. We're talking about episode
Oh.
seven. I'm curious.
I've told you many times my disdain for the makeover episodes,
Right.
and this one was okay to me. Like, I don't
Yeah.
love the judging, and we'll get to it, but I didn't think it was an hour in the workroom we didn't need. I sort of like
hmm
it washed over me, but I didn't hate it. I thought it was
hmm
fine. I thought it was okay. Like I
Yeah.
still find this season more surprising than anything that's happening on the US season. So
Yes.
and I have no problem saying that. And I would love the US season just to end. Like I
Yeah.
just want it to like wrap up.
Yeah.
But I'm excited because Down Under versus the World is done. They're done with Canada All Stars. They're almost done with Latino Royale. There's a lot of stuff coming. I'm sort of psyched about. I'm like, they're
Yeah.
about to shoot Spain, like all sorts of shit's going on.
All
Um,
I know is that for anyone that's going like, oh my God, Gawdland's incredible, wait till you meet Miss Jade So. Wait till
oh
you meet
yeah.
Miss Jade So, everybody. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, we kicked the episode off. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Mariah comes into the workroom. Remember, Mariah has just now sent Zahira home. By the
Zahira.
way, you can check out our interview with Zahira on all social media platforms, including our Instagram page and also here on our YouTube. But she said that she turns around and tells the girls she had prepared herself to go home. And again, as I don't know if we'll ever find this out, we still don't know to this day that whether she knew that Zahira had lost her wig or not. But
Mhm.
Mariah thought she was losing the lip sync and she was going home. Um, and they're looking at the messages that Zahira wrote, and she wrote, "You're all honking," and none of them know what it means. And Kate has to translate, and she
Mhm.
says she thinks it means that Zahira is saying they all stink, which they don't really think they're that sweaty and stinky. So that was sort of a surprise. Um,
Mhm.
but they go down and sit on the couch, and I didn't really think that much came out of this. I didn't think there was that much drama, except for Gawdland. Gawdland got very emotional with because Zahira isn't there, but she got very emotional because she thought she should have been in the bottom either with Mariah or instead of her because she felt bad that somehow that was her fault. Although to be honest, she was great. She should never have been on the bottom.
Mhm. Exactly.
Um, and Kate is happy she got a second badge. And they bring up the fact she's the only UK girl left in the episode or on the season. And she said, and they ask, is it Kate Butch versus the world? And she says it's Kate Butch's British Embassy, whatever the fuck that means. So
That's one of
Evan,
those jokes that just like sounds better in your head, but in actual
mhm.
translation is like this is slightly too literal, but okay, let's keep going.
I do have to say I don't know if we're ever gonna get to talk to Kate, but like some of her confessional, like she's trying so hard in confessionals. Like
She really
everything is
is.
trying to be a joke. It's too much. Um, but it's gotten her there. It's kept her this long. Anything else that pop for you from this whole sort of like sit down, come down from the lip sync?
I mean, seeing Gawdland in tears was certainly an interesting moment there
Mm.
because it kind of is the most unguarded that she's been so far in the competition. The other note I have, and I can't remember if it's from this portion or if it's from the following morning, but the phrase "Cryly Minogue" gets tossed around, and yeah, that's the
That was
following
the
morning.
next morning, but yes.
Okay, yeah, sneak preview. Anyway.
Again, Kate trying too hard. Like, what is that even like? Yeah, I
Listen, I do bad puns on occasion, but then at least I'm not on national TV, at least as of yet. So
I
we'll see.
I do have to say, either Gawdland is an incredible actor that we were unaware of, but I
Hmm.
thought that that emotional moment seemed very genuine. Like she seemed,
Genuine.
yeah, it felt very like heartfelt. And you're right, we never saw that on Thailand season three, like
I
ever.
felt like we saw her a spicy a couple of times. Like I
But
felt like we saw her a little, yeah.
but not emotional, not
No,
like
not like
right.
that. Not like that. Right,
And by
exactly.
the way, this is your episode reminder. You do not need to watch Drag Race Thailand season three. No matter how much you love Gawdland, you do not need to watch. Just
We
believe us now and hear us now and believe us later. Like, don't watch. Don't.
I th I think that needs to be our next merch item that we decide because the other one is going to be we work 6 days a week. We need to have that there. But I think the other
Yeah.
one that we need to have we also need to have the kiss and the hug from the hobbies. And we also need to have you do not need to watch Drag Race Thailand season 3. Put it on a shirt. I think it actually do pretty well. Let's be so real with ourselves. And we mean that. We mean that.
I mean that.
Anyway,
Well, hey, listen, we love you, Frankie Wonga. You're a
we
great
love you,
winner.
Frankie Wonga.
But the rest of that season, listen, you went through hell to win that. That's what we'll say. Anyway, you were
Anyway.
correct. They come back into the workroom and they have some banter. I don't think outside of Cryly Minogue there was much to talk about at the table, was there?
There was not.
Just that Fontana really wants to win that double badge club, which,
Hmm.
and she even like, and by the way, clearly in an interview recorded after the episode, turns to the camera and says, "Please, Mama Ru, give me a second badge." And then they don't even edit it out. She like comes down from it. It's like, nope, did not happen. Like,
Yeah.
you just
Say,
tell.
and of course Naomi is also badgeless, but is
Yeah.
confident that they can try and pull it through, obviously. But hey, it's okay. We don't have a lot of time for that because Rue is in over
Yeah.
here.
Super quick,
Yeah.
actually, like pretty fast.
Yeah. And guess what? It happens to be that there is a medal ceremony where they're going to give out tacky and quirky little titles to all the queens over here. But in a twist, instead of voting or using paddles, Greg's favorite thing of all time, we do something
Love
very
that.
different, which is that Kate, having won the previous challenge, just gets to hand them out. She just gets to hand one medal to each queen. Greg, would you like to give us a breakdown of what the medals are and who they were given to?
Absolutely. So their first is the front runner medal, which clearly puts the onus on Gawdland because Kate gives it to Gawdland, which is sort of strange considering Kate, you are the British remaining contestant on UK versus the World, which has shown known signs of ever crowning anyone else who isn't British or from the UK. But anyway, she gives it to Gawdland. Gawdland doesn't care. Then there's the toe curling or cringiest, and she gives it to herself, which I didn't. I was like, you have, okay. I mean, humble.
Greg, we just came back from Criley Minogue. I think that is
Oh,
a
true,
well-deserved, that's
true.
well-deserved more than anything else, let's be real.
Very, very true. Then there is the Shuttlecocky Award, which is must be a UK term I've never heard of. We are told it means most overconfident, and it goes to Fontana, who is genuinely pressed that people think she's overconfident. I don't think she's overconfident. I think she just wants it too much. So there's a difference. The Knockout Award, which I don't really understand what that medal was for, went to Mariah. Like, I'm not.
I wrote that down too, and I'm like, wait, what was that? Was that hottest? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, knockout. Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
great. Give it.
And
Most
then
glamorous.
the most obvious one is skating on thin ice, and that one goes to the Only Naomi because, of course, she is the only one who hasn't won a badge, and she saw that coming a mile away that she was going to get that. But before we can really dive too much into like what any of this means, and it does sort of mean something, we find out that this week is the drag family makeover episode, and Naomi is super excited, and I'm like. I thought for, and I know this is like being shady, but like, are they really surprised? Like, it's always the episode like right before the finale. Like, they knew this was
But not
coming.
on a UK versus though, so that's the kind of thing. Like I'm sure they were still
Oh,
told in advance that you should bring something. There might be something like that, but again, it's never been in a UK version before, so
wait,
you
is this
never
the first
know,
time?
right?
This is the first time they've done a makeover on UK versus?
Correct, because yeah, they didn't do it on
Oh,
either of the other two seasons. Because you didn't see Mo Hart, you didn't see Le Grand Dame, you didn't see them put
that's
anyone in
right.
drag too. Right, so this is the
Oh,
first time they're
because
doing it on this franchise.
that would have meant Marino or La Grande Dame they would have had no choice to crown them. Um, um, they weren't so worried this time.
Somehow
Uh,
I don't think we're ever going to be picked up by WoW. I don't know why,
Never.
but I just have this
It's
sense.
a they're not girl. They aren't even picking up the ones that kiss their ass. Like they don't have that money. But
Yeah.
we find out that this week's makes makeover are Team GB, which for those of you who aren't aware stands for Great Britain, Olympic athletes, and Rue introduces them, and I have all of their names really except for one. The first is Greg Rutherford. He's a long jumper. He's also well known to many British people because he was on Strictly Come Dancing. I have no idea how far he went. He looks like a very studly, nice, straight guy.
Hmm.
Then there is Celia Kwanzaa. She's a rugby player. There is Molly Thompson Smith. She's a climber, which was an Olympic sport. She was at the Paris Games. It's a new Olympic sport. And there is Daniel Jervis, who is the swimmer. And I have already had friends message me like, Daniel, if you'd love to come to Los Angeles, a number of us would like to entertain you and take you out to dinner or drinks. He is out, he is gay, he is super cute. Naomi wants him, I want him, my friends want him. I don't know if Evan wants him, but
Worldwideteapodcast@gmail.com. In case you ever hear this, I want to get in touch, FYI.
Yes. And then last but not least is Shania's, and I think I got her name, and I don't know, remember, I couldn't get her last name correctly.
Reed,
Oh,
Reade.
Reed.
Yeah.
And she is a BMX racer who has quite a story that she shares later on, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But Evan, how do we find out how the queens are pairing up? Because this did seem somewhat randomish.
Well, unlike other instances in which, like, by the way, we're just going to pair you two together for the sake of this challenge, which has always been an interesting choice. The badges that were given out, the medals, they actually are have stickers on front of them, and they peel them back because all of the other Olympians are wearing medals with 1 through 5 on them. They find out through this pure random happenstance how they actually get put together. So it's kind of a fun little randomization thing that kind of makes an even playing field. There's no favorites to be played.
And to be honest, only one queen really like got the luckiest person to sort of be with, and the rest of
Yeah.
them sort of got people that weren't necessarily their height or size or what they were expecting.
Yeah.
So it was sort of fairish, fairish.
Yeah.
Um, Kate gets Celia Kwanzaa, and she's definitely shorter than Kate, definitely not the same proportions. Mariah gets Daniel, the hot Daniel, and same sort of height, but Mariah's person of color. Daniel is super Caucasian British, like not necessarily a match considering there were other people of color who were a bit like there.
Hmm.
Gawdland gets, in theory, the worst pick or worst choice with Greg Rutherford because there's a massive size difference, which not all contestants could use to their advantage. Naomi gets Shanice, which I actually thought was going to be good for her. Didn't
Hmm.
turn out to be so good. And Fontana literally gets a gift handed to her with Molly Thompson. They literally are the same
Look
height
almost exactly the same. Right. Yeah.
and perfect. I literally wrote perfect sizing. Like
Right.
he must have been like screaming inside about how her outfit was going to look on her. Any thoughts on the pairings, Evan, before they go into the workroom?
I just like random. I think again, I think it's a very even playing field because it really kind of like puts you on the place where you have to be the one to drive the train, and it's just purely skill based in that sense too. So big fan of this. I kind of wish they would do it more on some of the other seasons. So yeah.
100%. I did not have that many takeaways from the always every time there's a makeover, let's do a tuck, have
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
guy be uncomfortable doing the tuck sort of moment
Hmm.
vignette. I didn't think that anything really stood out. When Rue came in and they went to the tables, I had some quick notes. Was there anything though before that that like stood out to you?
I would say probably the biggest thing is that there was a nice moment Gawdland had when they were working directly with Greg, where they talked about how they did not like being around straight men,
Yeah.
and how like there was a, kind of this thing where Greg, it, to their credit, and all the athletes, they're like, we're in your house now. We want to see how you do it. Like you are the guides and masters of us. It was just very respectful and low key as the episode went on. You got to see more and more of like they were just so happy to be there.
Yeah.
Like we've come a long way since those Drag Race season 5, 6 US days in which they got people who clearly didn't want to be there for a makeover challenge. So it was nice to kind of see those differences. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah. 100%.
actually, the one other thing I'll say is that Mariah's partner Daniel, before Rue's walkthrough, talks about they came out late due to their Christian upbringing
Yeah.
and saw people go through their difficulty, and I thought that was a very wonderful story to hear. The thing that got me though was when Rue did enter the room and said, "Hey, people, people." Oh, okay. I,
Yeah, I know.
right, exactly. It's like we can't say "Hey, queens." They're not queens yet. So, "Hey, people." That's
Oh,
what we're going with. So,
good. By the way, that's a great catch. I did not catch
mhm.
that. Um, these were my takeaways from Rue's meeting with them at the table because this segment was a little longer than normal.
Yep.
Gawdland makes Rue laugh. That's all that matters.
Hmm.
With Greg, and that probably is going to help her. Rue reminds Kate that she went home on her makeover challenge
Hmm.
and really sort of like, I don't want to say pins her, but like ask some tough questions on how she's going to do it differently this time.
Hmm.
Make sure that because she doesn't really want her to fuck up because they need a British queen in the top four. And this time she says she's going in a twin direction as opposed to what she did the first time around.
Hmm.
And also, I remember actually her first time around wasn't bad. They just judged it to get rid of her because they didn't want her to win
Right.
or to
And
make it
also
to the
she's up
finale.
against the fierce force of nature that is D Delicious. So let's be real. That was
Hey,
difficult.
we stand Delicious in this house. Um, Rue loves that Fontana and Montana have come up with Montana as a
Hmm.
name for her partner. Um, Fontana lets Rue know she's doing a carnival theme and was is going to teach Montana the samba, which Rue literally like sort of does a take like
Uh-huh.
recoils. That was the word I'm looking for. She recoils because she's like, Samba's so hard. Why are you doing this?
Uh-huh.
Why are you? And again, I've had this realization, and I will bring it up at the end of this episode. I'm not sure Rue has decided she likes Fontana anymore. I sort of, it's just a hint, just a little hint. Um,
Hmm.
Additionally, Daniel and Mariah come out, and Mariah literally can't even explain what she's doing. She's like, "Oh no," Rue's like, "What are you gonna do with it?" Just legendary face ballroom, mother ball. Just lets her pass, pass,
Yeah.
pass, whatever. You're fine. And then Naomi and Shanice come. Shanice, did I get that right? Shanice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Shanae's, yeah, yeah.
Out of the blue, in absolutely no disrespect to Shanice, and just a Rue had asked her just a regular question about her life. Which you think Shanez is joking, and she sort of is. She basically informs everyone. Oh, she asked her what did she do when she, what do you do after you like win? You do BMX in the Olympics, and she goes, well, you retire from BMX, you become an alcoholic, and it's not a joke, and she's being
It is
serious,
not.
and you
Yeah.
can tell that both Naomi and Rue are unsure. Is this are you being facetious? Is it a joke? And
It
then
said
she
so matter-of-factly, right, yeah.
so matter of factly, and then she quickly says, "But now I've been 7 years sober," and she like brings it down and makes it serious. And I'm like, "That's a great story to tell." But that was like borderline awkward. I don't know if the
Hmm.
editing saved it or it was just saved by how Shanice told the story. But it certainly was a moment that popped.
Absolutely. And she then later on, after Rue leaves, goes into a
Yeah.
little bit more detail about that story. So actually genuinely heart-wrenching and powerful and thoughtful. But it's kind of the thing where I think a lot of people have some good storylines over there, but she absolutely had the best. Going from BMX racer to alcoholic to finally being sober after so many years. Like it's just like
Yeah.
it is such a wild and wonderful story as well. And also credit to Naomi too, who's just like, I am named after Naomi Campbell, who was of course my goddess. So I'm going to name you the only Claudia. And I think it's very funny because Naomi's black, I'm white, and obviously I'm naming you after Claudia Schiffer, who is white and you're black. And so like there's just so many layers going on with Naomi.
So much.
I'm so excited. I genuinely I'm just delighted overall by her. Yeah, fully.
I will say this, Rue leaves. I think they come in the next day. I think they might be coming in the next day. I'm not sure if they had or not.
Hmm.
But I will say this, I am not very thrilled with who won this week. But I will say Mariah gets points for making padding for Montana, who is not her contestant, which
Uh-huh.
if that is why she won, I wish someone had said it on
Not 100%. Absolutely. Yep.
because by the way, that's her time that she did not need to do, and that was super kind of her to do.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
it seems she couldn't make a wig that was large enough for Greg's head because clearly that was the issue that Fontana was having with her. I'm sorry, that Gawdland was having with her wardrobe,
yeah.
because my God, that was no way that was gonna fit. So again, even keel, I thought it was really cute. Yeah.
The only other thing that sort of popped to me was we find out Fontana and Naomi are both professional makeup artists,
Hmm.
just setting them up by the other queens to have high expectations that they do well. Um, and then I didn't really think anything else. I think Naomi's partner's story talking about her alcoholism makes her cry, and that
Hmm.
was genuine, and I thought that was interesting. Anything else to you seem interesting from all this?
The only other thing that popped out was the fact that Fontana had to, of course, mention that she won her makeover challenge on her season, which means that between her and Gawdland, they both have won this tight competition. People have gone home on the makeover challenge. People have won it. What's going to happen?
What's
We are
gonna
going to
happen?
see in just a moment, Greg. But first, the lights hit the stage and glisten and glitter, and the RuPaul good dress streak is broken, in my opinion. I think it's just oh boy, it's
You
not the
beat me
worst.
to it.
It's not great. It is not the worst.
I,
It is
you
certainly there.
know,
So.
I loved the fabric. If like when it did a close up on the fabric, it was this interesting sort of
Mm-hmm.
purple, shiny, but the
Mm-hmm.
proportions were just not flattering at all. I don't know if Zaldi and his team needed another 24 hours to like fill it out, but
Team is a strong word for what's happening there. I could be wrong, but who knows? I'm not Zaldi. We'll see. We'll see.
we'll
Zaldi,
see.
worldwideteapod at gmail.com. Give us the tea as you see fit.
But you know what? Anastasia, the early aughts pop diva who, for any of you listening who are under the age of 30, was huge in Europe. Not so big in the US unless you went to gay clubs. But in Europe, she's sort of like Fergie and Pussycat Dolls, like just like a couple years before, but like she was huge in Europe. She was like a thing. And
Yeah.
if you go to a European dance club, like late at night, they'll play an Anastasia song, and everybody and their mother will be wasted and like sing songs, sing lip
And
sync.
also, if you like are like, man, I really hope they do an Anastasia lip sync song on Drag Race UK versus the world. Here's a fun fact for you. Last season they did that with "I'm Out of Love." I believe it was one of the top
Yeah.
four songs. I believe that's how Marina got eliminated. So maybe they're bringing
Oh,
her back on an apology tour. I could be wrong. We'll see.
well, I didn't like this version of the song, so we'll get to that.
All
But anyway,
right.
up first is Fontana and Montana, and this was great. I love the costumes. The makeup was perfect, not overdone. She looked like her sister. Listen, it wasn't groundbreaking, but they were cute, and Fontana was super freaking lucky they were the same size. I could have had this be the winner. What did you think?
It was fine. Like
Whoa.
is the kind of thing where like the one thing I do not like about these makeover challenges is whenever there's anything that's too pre-made, when it's just so obviously like this is it really doesn't matter who you are, it's just like slot A, slot B. We've seen this with Gigi Good with her like overcoats that she had on her challenge on here. There's just a degree of
Right.
customization that's missing, and sometimes when it's like for Kate's look later on, there's makeup effects, there's things going on that kind of have a little bit more unity to it. Here it's just like put this in, here you go, and you're good. And I've never liked that aspect of certain challenges here. This is what this felt like to me. They could have swapped dresses. There could have been any number of things over here. So perfectly fine job. Did good. I think the headpiece was tilting a lot, which in my personal opinion was not great, but it was fine. I did not particularly care for this, but it wasn't going to be at the bottom. I knew that much. Greg's mind is blown right
I
now.
am
By the way,
utterly
for the
blown
record.
because literally we'll get to you know what? We'll get to Kate's because that was pre-made too and not fitted to like whoever she had either. Um Up next was my girl, Naomi. Naomi did Dynasty, a male persona, I believe she was calling herself, and Donatella. Basically, she was doing
Johnny
Johnny
Versace. Yeah,
Versace, but she
yeah.
called herself Dynasty when she
Mm,
came
mm,
out.
mm.
Uh, and she is doing male drag. She has put Donatella in female drag as Donatella Versace, trying to recreate an iconic moment known in the fashion world. Uh, the problem is Claudia is a bit timid. We find out later on she was superly overly nervous because this meant she knew how much it meant. So she basically fucked up and like fucked up Naomi's. But I didn't think it mattered anyway because I thought Naomi looked terrible. Naomi, I love you. You're great. But this was not your moment. This was a mistake. This was a too big a swing. Like she was Naomi's done this before. She's done this with Hitler's brother. She's really tried to like get far in the competition by doing these swings, and this is the one time where I feel like she struck out. Um, I just thought it looked like a mess, and I didn't think it worked. What did you think?
I
Do I need to leave? Do we need to end this podcast?
Dude,
Wow.
this is the thing that broke us up here. Listen, I don't think this is going to be the witty look of the week, but for me, it's like, is the drag itself and just the makeup that was done, especially on the male persona, was it especially like amazing? No, I think we can all agree on that. Parts of the super ill-fitting. For me, Michelle clocked it during the critiques, and I agreed too. Like, it was a sentiment of the moment of this whole thing of like Johnny like really helping her out and pushing her out here. It's a thing where even with the original Olympians' nerves on display, it kind of played into this moment. It felt heartfelt of this thing of like actually going. It's not the thing you could have necessarily prepared for, but to pull a very specific fashion reference like that and try to bring it into the specific challenge, I give her credit for that more than anything else. We could talk about the finishings, we could talk about the thing, like the overall impact of it. I thought was a bit more solid than anything else. Yeah, the makeup, whatever, especially on the male part, wasn't as great, but
I
like
didn't think the
I.
makeup looked good on Claudia. I thought it looked
Mm,
bad.
I got Donatella out of it. That's the thing. Like when I saw that, it's still red. But you could still make the argument of the fact that you're trying to do drag family resemblance and you're actually doing a real life actual fashion family too. And that part, like the reference is so clever and so smart, but does it actually fit the brief? And I think that could be also a part where you kind of lose it a bit. Greg is giving me the saddest look right now.
No,
I
no,
just
I'm
liked
just
it. Maybe I'm a little bit biased on Only Naomi. I'll be so real,
no,
but
no.
like
I love the Only
yeah.
Naomi. I just was like, when this was, I was like, I knew what happened this week, and I've known the top four for a long time, and I was like, how is this going to happen? Because she's been so great on the runways, and her makeup seems so great, and they all came out and stood, and I was like, she's clearly the bottom. Like she's the only
Hmm.
one who I can immediately clock in the bottom the second they came out. I just
Hmm.
was not impressed. I just thought it was a
Stop that
really good.
train.
Stop that train. Up next, though, was Gawdland, and she comes out. She's really smart. She makes this a little bit of a show. She comes
Mm.
out and um, she looks, by the way, incredible. And she comes out and she falls on the ground and then starts crying a little bit like a baby. And her Asian mommy, I forgot what the name of. Did they give him a name?
Yes, yes, she did. She ended up calling him Sandy Goddess.
Sandy
She was
Goddess.
going to try and call it Sandy Cheeks, but I think the lawyer stepped in and was just like, "That's a SpongeBob character, so maybe
Uh,
we don't do that." How about not? How about that? Yeah,
Uh, well, although they didn't care a couple episodes when they're doing Joker and Thanos and all that stuff.
quiet
Anyway,
luxury.
uh, she comes out and they're Asian mother and daughter. And here's the thing: does he look like an incredible queen, like ready to slay the runway? Not necessarily, but the beat she did on him is transformative. It does not look anything like what he looked like when he first came in, shaved beard or scruff at all. I thought that was super impressive. And Gawdland looked great. And they put on a there's part of this is judged on the performance, and they put on a fun performance. Gawdland jumps on his back, which is going to make Rue laugh as Cheeks or whatever, like
Sandy Goddess,
Sandy
yes.
Goddess carries her daughter off stage. It worked for me. I thought it was safe. What did you think?
Not my favorite, if I'm being so real. I'm like this is it's just so wild to me though. But
This
it's just
is
the kind of thing
wild.
where does Godlin look great? She looks pretty good. Like it's the thing we've seen so many more impressive looks from her this week in terms of just like doing more traditional tie look. This is like fabric wise, it feels a little bit not as opulent on here. I think that there's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's I
Okay.
get a little bit lost when you get into the Greg Rutherford makeover because while the face is very good, my two issues were here specifically. You have a completely bare arm, and then you have basically next to no breastplate whatsoever. And again, I think some of the larger breasted girls or people who would have larger breastplates may have already left on here, but there's just so much shapeless. I get such masculine energy out of this side that doesn't have either any contouring makeup or any other like jewels or accessories or things like that. It's just kind of a weird takeout moment to have that much bare skin exposed while the rest of this is kind of divine feminine. It's a very small critique, but it is the kind of thing where I didn't necessarily feel
Wow.
as strongly about that. So this might be the rare episode. I can't. Here's the one thing for anyone listening at home. Greg and I, again, strength of this podcast, we don't always agree on
We don't
everything.
always agree.
However, I think we
Just
might both
admit.
agree on this next one.
Oh, my Lord. So Mariah comes out,
Uh-huh.
and I literally wrote, "This is basic." Like she comes out with it's Annie Amira. It's
Yeah.
Amir. It's Mariah and Amira, no, Amira. It's
Yeah.
Amira and Mariah, and they just look basic. The dress she's in, there, she just looks like a random drag queen. Like I don't see a family resemblance. The colors of the oranges of the dresses, which by the way, clearly are just two freaking dresses she took out of a closet or borrowed from friends. Like this is this is like bottom go home on most drag race seasons. Like this is and by the way, Mariah's makeup looks nothing she's Mariah has more white on her face than Amira does. Like it, they're not even close. They look like two different types of queens. I I don't understand. Like I knew Mariah had won this episode, and I'm like, what is happening? Like this is bottom to me. Like I didn't understand.
Now, I do, and correct me if I'm wrong, and if I get this wrong, obviously, our wonderful people in the Worldwide Tea comment community are going to correct us on the YouTube video. But
Please.
I will say that I feel like she mentioned that she had to make the outfit that Amira was in. I feel like there was some notion that she was having to create that,
Okay.
which is why it is a similar but slightly different tone shade of fabric. That's what I felt I heard over there. I could be wrong
Okay.
about that. I thought that was the narrative push. But that said, Greg, you're talking about the makeup skills. How dare you? I thought Mariah came out here looking like Mariah, and I thought it was really cool to bring back Marmalade to step in the role of the makeover queen. She did a great job. She looked so beat. Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't Marmalade from
No.
season six. Oh, I'm so sorry. I got it wrong. Well, again, this is the kind of thing where I've seen like Jack Fed. He's a YouTuber who does the Drag Race a lot and talks about the inconsistency between makeover challenge judgings on here. And this is like peak example for it because their mugs just look different enough. Yes,
Yeah.
it's the same colors and the same shapes. It is the same design, but they just look different. This looks like two different women. These look like friends. And it's just like like I wrote down the kindest word I wrote down on my little notes here was just acceptable. Like that is the most I will say about this. The fact that people are like, oh my god, you were a glam goddess. It's like you were the finale number at Roscoe's. Like that was the sense that I got. Like if even
I,
you are DragCon panel. Like that's the vibe I got.
listen, Amira, if
My husband
Amira
is laughing off
if no
camera,
no
by the way.
if Amira got points because she gave a better performance
Hmm.
on the stage, being cheeky with the judges than any of the
Hmm.
other
Hmm.
whatever
Hmm.
queens, that's
Hmm.
great. Okay,
100%, 100%.
but by the way, that's that's not Mariah. That's that
Right.
that's not on her. That's not anything she did. That's something
Yeah.
she got lucky that she was with someone who could do that. So also she got the
But
only queer male like who wanted to do drag there. Like I just oh. Anyway,
well, earlier on in the workroom, Rue did say that one of her favorite challenges because she loves to see the person that emerges after the transformation happens. And I feel like that's kind of what happened there. Even if the queen wasn't necessarily from the House of Balenciaga, she still liked that there was, oh, look at this new personality, this
then
fun
let
thing
the
to play with.
queens
Yeah.
pick who they get to be with. They let them be the ones that like I let them do interviews with all of them and be like, I want to be with this one because I feel like I can bring them out. Like if that's the challenge, because if not, you're not being the fairness is gone. It's all
Yeah.
random. Well, I mean, whatever. Who
Oh,
cares?
Gregory, talking about fairness on a
I
RuPaul's
know.
Drag
I
Race
know.
franchise. I'm sorry.
Anyway, let's move on.
Ellipse won a makeover challenge, by the way.
Up next is Kate Butch and Hooker Butch. Um,
Terrible name.
a terrible
Terrible
name.
fucking name.
But so the idea is they are two sisters who are fallen asleep in bed and there's been a fire. And boy, the makeup was bad. The story was cute. The costumes were smart. It was the same. It was just a costume that would have fit, by the way, Evan, any queen. It was not made for her. It was not like it could have fit Greg or any of the other ones here. Like, I'm not giving Kate a pass on this. But I thought the costumes were smart and solid, but Kate's makeup skills, like, bad. Like, Kate Butch's makeup skills?
I see. Here's the thing: is that like we could talk. And a lot of people were the whole episode, for the record, was those talking about how the eyebrow was way too high on the makeover contestant's
They
face.
went to the top of her forehead.
Right. But for me, it's the kind of thing where it's like low key, and I mean this with all the kindness in the world. Is that not Kate Butch? Like, and the thing is that like she's not the greatest makeup artist in the world. It felt like it was more of a resemblance that we were getting out of fucking Mariah if you want to bake it on mug, like low key.
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
But I would also say Mariah didn't make her partner look like a crazy person. Like that's the difference. And also, it's all
it's the best
proportionate.
episode.
Like the issue wasn't the fact that she did big eyebrows. She did
Hmm.
do them proportional to her partner's face
Right.
because Kate's eyebrows don't go to her forehead, to the top of her forehead, but her partner's did. And that to me is bad makeup skills because she couldn't figure out how to do this in a different way. Like that was what was wild. Yeah. Like I'm trying to think there was a queen who used to do like big things up like that all the time, and I was like trying to remember who that was. Um
I think you mean Derek Barry.
oh yeah. Oh
I'm
boy.
really trying, Michelle. I can
Try.
see that you're trying. Anyway.
Sorry. I'm just remembering Derek trying so hard because he really wanted to be in the finale.
It
Um
was a truly amazing television that
It
season eight,
was
let me
really
tell
great. I
you.
love season 8 so much. So anyway, they go back to the workroom, but my initial thought was, and you are 100% going to disagree with me, is I thought Fontana should have won. Fontana was my winner this week. I thought uh, clearly that Naomi was in the bottom, and I guess I probably would have put Mariah with her or Kate, and I thought Gawdland was safe. So that was sort of my take, but they go back into the workroom and that's where we find out that Claudia admits, oh no, please go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the critiques, by the way, just on this were kind of wild because while
Oh,
they
sorry.
did
Yeah, they
point out the
were.
eyebrow thing,
My bad.
like
Yeah.
the only one that was definitively in the bottom per the critiques was Naomi, because
Yeah.
even with the eyebrow thing, they were still extremely complimentary of Kate.
They
Like,
weren't, I disagree.
okay,
Extremely is an exaggeration. They were
okay,
slightly complimentary, but th all, three of them brought up the eyebrows. Like,
yeah.
so, and granted, this is all cut down. They all were there longer. So maybe they went to the back thinking it wasn't as big a deal. But from what they showed on the episode, I thought it was clear that Kate was in potentially in trouble. But also, Gawdland was very nervous, so you didn't really understand. Like, they were setting up tension. But that was my take. Mariah
It
thought
was
she
very
was going to
obvious,
win.
yeah. They also had nothing but good things to say about Gawdland too. Like it was a thing where it was just, they do go back into the classic. We're splitting hairs at this point. Everyone did so well, etc. So aside from you, Naomi. But yeah, it was when they get back in the workroom. It's the thing where per these episodes, it's regardless of win or lose, it's so clear that every Olympian had an amazing time. They really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. They really bonded with their individual queen. Like it was just great to see, and so the emotions run high because they don't want to see the person who they just spent the last 2 days with to go home. And so it's honestly kind of that's one of my favorite parts of the makeover episodes is seeing those kinds of bonds and things kind of come into
Yeah.
play. So yeah.
I think the only other thing that popped for me was that it felt like Naomi knew she was going home. Like that Naomi knew that it was going to be very hard for her to make it to the finale after this episode. And I don't want to say she seemed resigned. And by the way, we're interviewing her tomorrow, so please check out the YouTube channel to hopefully see her interview. Hopefully she's there. And that's one of my questions for her is like, did she think she had a shot? But it didn't. She doesn't seem sad about it, but she doesn't
Right.
seem like she really thinks that she's got a shot to stay. Was there anything else that popped from you?
No, at that point, it is just like it feels like that is the only definitive thing I knew at that point was Naomi was going to be in the bottom. Whether
Yeah.
she could get out was a different story, but also look at who else is here. Look at the badge count. Writing's kind of on the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of that. So anyway, they come back out on the stage and Mariah wins. And by the way, Mariah looks shocked that she wins. Fontana,
Almost as shocked as Kate's makeover eyebrows. It really
yeah.
is truly a thing.
Mariah now has two badges. Fontana is high sash safe, goes back to the back of the stage. If she's upset, she's hiding it very well. She's just thrilled she made it to she's genuinely happy she made it to the finale, which is great. And then we basically have three bottoms, and immediately we find out that the only Naomi is 100% in the bottom and going to lip sync. And Rue then lets Gawdland know that she doesn't use the word low, but she lets her know that she had a rough week, but she's safe. And Gawdland has a low and goes back. So Kate Butch raised eyebrows and all, uh, and is in the bottom. What? You're giving me a
No,
weird.
I'm just doing
Uh,
eyebrows. That's all. I'm
oh,
just looking at
eyebrows.
stuff. Yeah.
Um, and so we have the UK versus Germany. We have the only Naomi
Again.
again versus Kate Butch, and as Kate says in her confessional, two world wars, two World Cups, and one lip sync for your life because she's giving the producers every single little bit they need. And the song, what is the song this week, Evan?
It is Left Alone Outside by guest judge
No,
Anastasia.
no, no, no.
Uh,
Left Outside Alone.
what? Yeah, yes, yes. Outside Left Alone by Anastasia. I think it is a classic. I know it word for word. I could you could call me the Sminty drop of knowing this song upside down and left to right. Greg, what did you think of the lip sync?
I would have loved it. It was to the dance remix, which was a hit on its own and like much more well known by
My
everyone
husband
watching
said the
the
exact
show.
same thing. Why are we doing the fucking
Why
original
are we
version? My
doing the
God.
slow version? No
Exactly.
one, because the
Ah.
remix was the one. Because I actually think that they've done lip sync on US to like years ago to the
Mm,
remix. I think that's why,
mm.
and they didn't want to do it again. But whatever. Um, I thought it was too. I thought by doing the slow one, they gave Kate a like olive branch, like that. By doing this version, it helped Kate big time because she didn't really have to dance. Um, and I thought Naomi would have killed if it was a dance remix version. But you know what? Kate won this lip sync. It's fine. I thought they were both fine. I never want to see this lip sync again. Like, I just don't. I didn't think it was remarkable. I thought Kate emoted a little bit more. I thought Naomi pushed it as hard as she could and fought like a lip sync for your life. But will I remember this? No. How about you, Evan? What did you think of this lip sync?
Again, it was pretty basic if we're being so real with ourselves. And it's the kind of thing where I just felt a little bad because like they were both emoting, they're both doing the jobs that they could, and I felt like there was a little bit more expressiveness in the body in terms of only Naomi's movements, while Kate was relying primarily on her face to do it. There was some quick walking and stuff over here. There's of course, the pointer sister thing going on, but like that was it. Like it just kind of fizzled out after that. So like I kind of just wanted something or anything, but again, for a franchise that has given us iconic lip syncs time and time again, we had Crazy Frog and then what? Like this season unfortunately
Yeah,
has
this
been a
season.
dearth of iconic lip syncs, and that's been very unfortunate in my mind.
You know what? I have to agree that the lip sync quality this season has been much weaker than I think any of us even expected. I will
Yeah.
say, towards the end of the lip sync, I realized that the only Naomi was on platform like hooker heels, and I was like, what? Because like, why is she not dancing? Like, what?
Hmm.
She couldn't really dance that much because she was like balancing herself, because she always goes on
Yeah.
shoes, which is a question for tomorrow for her if she would wear different shoes next time. But anyway, we find out what we knew before the lip sync ever started, which was Kate Butch with two wins. You are making it to the final. And the only Naomi, congratulations on an amazing run, but you are going home. Uh, Naomi does not seem distraught. She seems very genuine and happy that she made it. She goes to the back of the stage and she turns to Rue and says, "Don't expect any sleepovers at my place, okay? And Michelle, you can sleep on the rug." Which I don't, is that a line from something or just,
I think he's just telling her she's a dog, but in a less direct way
oh,
that Jimbo did when she exited in UK versus the World Season 1. I'll get you, Ruin, your little dog too.
oh, your
I
little
was talking
dog.
about you, Michelle. Yeah.
And then at the when she's in the back room, she tells the camera people, producers, she just regrets going out like this because she wanted to be pretty, which most drag queens want to be pretty.
Yeah.
Anything else you took away from the Only Naomi's departure and Kate surviving?
The Only Naomi, she just really is just so happy to be there. I'm so proud of her, genuinely, given where she came from and what she's done. Like, I think, will be fine for a while. I think she will get properly gigged. I'm like just kind of excited to see what happens. Maybe she'll get on Project One Way Germany. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. Like, I'm just very happy for her. I do secretly wish she was in the top four, but
Yeah.
instead we have one UK queen truly versus the world. To which we then have to ask the eternal question of Greg, who do you think is going to win the season?
Before we get there really quickly, I do just want to say I am happy for Naomi because if you did the one season we will tell you to watch is Drag Race Germany.
Absolutely.
The Only Naomi went home in the third episode versus what at the time was a controversial lip sync versus Tessa Testicle.
Hmm.
Tessa had already been in the bottom. Naomi had had two safe episodes and had done very well before. And it was a great, great lip sync to Holding Out to a Hero by Bonnie Tyler. And
Hmm.
you could make the argument that the Only Naomi won that lip sync because
Hmm.
at the end of it, Tessa,
I
me
have on
too.
this pod. Exactly. Yeah.
And Tessa had like a fun split, but she was sort of messy and all over the rest of it and should not have stayed. And the Only Naomi sort of got effed over. And I'm happy she got to come back and show on a world stage on this season that on a season that way more people watch than Germany, that she's an excellent queen, that she is high drag. And if any of us are in Cologne or in Germany and we happen to be in a major city, we should see if she's performing that night to go say hello and tip her a euro, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
so I was
Also,
happy.
incredible English, incredible English.
Oh,
Maybe one of the most fluent speakers that we've had, who's been from a just other country. Like, just absolutely incredible. Yeah.
perhaps a better English speaker than many of the U.S. queens on who are American on U.S. seasons, including and maybe even us. She might be
Yeah.
better English speakers than us.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Find out tomorrow. But to answer your question, who is winning UK versus the world season three? You know, Evan, before this episode, I would have 100% said Kate Butch was winning.
Hmm.
My gut still tells me that Kate is winning. But if she wins, she better give the best lip sync performances you have ever effing seen because her track record does not match Gawdland's at all. Gawdland was never in the bottom. Gawdland was low once, I think. Was she saved
Hmm.
by the Chippy Tea? She wasn't saved.
Uh, no. Gauntlet was yeah, she was never had to be saved for anything.
She
Yeah.
never had to be saved.
Correct.
And Kate had to be saved. And so Kate
Yes.
had to be
Hmm.
safe. Am I wrong? Wasn't Kate saved?
I'm pulling it up right now just to make sure. So obviously Kate was at the very bottom this week. And yeah, Gawdland, she was technically low this week if you want to really get
Right.
into it, but she is the cleanest track record out of everyone.
Right.
Because Mariah's had two bottom placements, Fontana's had two bottom twos. And yeah, this is their only low they've ever had. So yeah.
And I'm sure they don't care. This is the one thing I'm going to say to any UK WoW producer who's randomly listening before they send the episode with the winner off tonight to the BBC and whatever. I'm sure it's done. It's been probably been done for months. If you crown Kate after the run that Gawdland had, you are telling every international queen you do never have a shot of winning this season against a UK queen. You are telling them not to go on the show, that you are only going on for exposure, that you are only spending money to like try to increase your brand to the UK, not even to like being on like US All Stars or Latino Royale, like which will get, those queens like all sorts of exposure all over like gigs all over Latin America and South America. Like I am worried about the repercussions if they just crown Kate to crown Kate.
Right.
Who do you think is winning?
Well, I agree to your point. If they do this, we're then basically going forward, every UK versus is just going to be a Slasian iteration because it's
Yeah.
just going to have, like just lesser tier girls who just like, oh, sure, I'll take the call, absolutely. But instead, let me just put it in terms that some of our Los Angeles-based people might understand a little bit more. Kate Butch is one battle after another. Okay, okay. Gawdland is Sinners. Okay, we got that. All right. Fontana is Marty Supreme. She's a
Oh
little,
yeah, not
a little.
happening.
She's a, absolutely. And I'd say Mariah Paris Balenciaga is F1.
Oh, I
So
was about to say it. Yes, she's F1. She's just happy to
she's
get
just,
nominated. And you know what?
great.
You know what? Just like no one's going to remember that F1 was a Best Picture nominee in 3 months, no one is going to remember that Mariah was on UK versus the World in 3 months.
You know what, Naomi, the only train dreams Naomi will always live in
Oh,
my heart, truth be told. Otherwise, that said, if you have your thoughts, especially if you are listening to this episode right now, number one, check out the interview that Greg will likely have tomorrow morning with our eliminated queen. And then also do the thing that we recommend. Follow us. We post new stuff all the time. Some of it's on the spotting, streamy, whatever thing. Some of it's only on the YouTube. Find us on the YouTube. It's great. Join the comment section. Only Naomi, if you're also there, join us in the comment section too. We love having you in any place we can have you. And most importantly, share it with your friends. We do this for free. We do this for fun. And we've been doing it for over a year, and it's been delightful. And in the meantime, we're going to sashay away and only to catch you next week. So take care, everybody. Have a good one. A goodbye. Stop that train, if you will. I won't stop that train. I won't. I'm sorry.